Grand Rising, beautiful family. It's Retta's Recovery Reminders. It's Retta. Ratchet is right here with me as always. It is a beautiful day today. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend, and I am enjoying the morning sunshine. I did a card pull this morning and I got the world, which is completion, harmony, accomplishment, achievement. The world reveals itself in an upright position. It shows there is great unity and wholeness. Something big is happening soon, a marriage, birth, a new job, or something similar. It's got Saturn, numerology is 3, which is my number. My birthday is the 3rd. Earth energy, 9, and Tav. And then I got the Emperor, leadership, promotion, structure, law and order, stability, authority. You are in control and your hard work has brought you great rewards. You find yourself with new responsibilities. Take on projects requiring more mental fortitude. And I've actually been wondering what my next step is, where I am to go. I eventually want to write my story, write my book. I love to write. I've always been a really good writer. I express myself really well with my words. I want to continue helping people in recovery. I would like to actually get into counseling. I think I want to maybe go back to school eventually and get a counseling degree so that I'm able to truly give back and step into what I believe my purpose is, which is to help people who have been in similar circumstances than, that I've been through in my life. Because I truly, really never thought that I would find a way to stay sober. I didn't think I'd ever want to. And today I want to. I want clarity. I want to be able to think clearly, even if something triggers me. Anyway, and then I got the 7 of Wands, which says challenge, protection, completion, perseverance. You may have reached a significant milestone, but naysayers try to knock you back. Hold your ground because you know you've got this, and don't dare let anyone tell you otherwise. And that's what I know. These cards they've just really been great. I've been doing a daily pull, 1, 2, sometimes 3 cards, and I've really been getting a lot of really good guidance with my internal work that I've been doing on clearing out the past, negative feelings, and today living my best life in recovery. Anyway, July 27th, it's Saturday, but whenever you find this is when it is meant for you. If you could please like and subscribe the video, I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. It's not really that big of a deal, but I really do want the people who want, some sort of encouragement for their recovery to be able to have it, But I really truly have faith that everybody who needs my channel will find it. And everyone who does is such a blessing. I love you all. We're all family and we're all connected. And, I can only keep what I have by giving it away. And I really, truly hope that this is helping somebody. If I help one person, then it's working. Winning. Okay, I will gain more understanding when I realize I cannot force others to see what I feel is real. This took me a while to really realize that just because I had changed the way I saw myself in the world doesn't mean that anyone else was going to actually think that I was any different than I had been my whole entire life. And, today my life is my testimony. I don't even have to say it because all you have to do is look at my life. And really, my life is my testimony today. That's it. I don't have to say anything more. When you are hurting, it may seem like other people do not notice or that they do not care. They never seem to be able to recognize the depth of your misery or discomfort. You want them to see and feel what you're going through so that they can stop it. Unfortunately, your efforts to get them to acknowledge what you are feeling leads to more frustration. You conclude that they don't care, and this sends you deeper into the very thing that you are trying so desperately to escape. You cannot force someone else to see your pain. Your pain is your pain. It is the result of what you are telling yourself about others, about situations, and or circumstances. It is not necessary for anyone to see, know, or understand that you are hurting. You know. Your experience is the only motivation required to let you know that something must change. That something is you. When you are in pain, you must take responsibility for the elimination of your own pain. If you believe that someone's behavior is hurting you, move away. Move far enough away for long enough to realize your pain is not caused by them. Oh, it comes from what you tell yourself about them. Often, pain is a result of the failure to acknowledge something that is staring you right in the face. What may be staring at you is the fact that in demanding attention from someone else, you are giving away pieces of yourself that are too valuable to lose. Until today, you may have realized that trying to force someone else to acknowledge your pain causes you more pain. You may have been blaming them when the truth is you are abusing yourself. Just for today, know that your pain is real and your experience is the only legitimate reason you need to make some needed changes. Today, I'm devoted to the elimination of all self-abusive, self-negating thoughts and behaviors. Wow, that's a really deep one. And, hold on. Sorry, I had to take a drink. This is difficult because I really was trying when I was in the, toxic relationship. I mean, my reactions, of course, were toxic. I reacted as any normal human would when they continue to be berated and picked at constantly, told that whatever they're doing is not good enough. And that was what I constantly felt, like I was not good enough. I constantly was shamed for whatever. Even when I was like trying to get past the past, it was still brought up on a pretty constant basis to make sure that I didn't remember, my littleness, my smallness. And it, like, how I feel now, being away, like I never want to be around that person again. The way he made me feel, the way he truly made me feel like my feelings didn't matter at all to him. All that was important was the way he felt about it. And he made that very, very clear. And I started realizing that, okay, then I need to change what my feeling, because I used to let it get me all upset, up and down, up and down. I was just like, oh, please don't leave. Please, I need you. And then after he left, I was like, what do I actually need? Because he really wasn't doing anything, I was getting the rent paid. He was paying the bills and stuff. So he was. Don't get me wrong. He did work and he did bring, so let me not be nasty but I was doing my share too. And he was still telling me that I was doing nothing. And I really started doing nothing. I stopped cleaning. I stopped doing like really anything but the bare minimum. I fed him and I washed his clothes. Like, and that was the way it stayed for a while because he wouldn't do anything. He would go to work and he thought that that was all he needed to do. And then anytime I'd try to bring up, it would always be thrown back. It was my fault. It was my fault. It was my fault. And I actually really believed that it was my fault for a while, for a long time, and I've had to really like reevaluate the whole situation and understand that, emotional, financial, verbal abuse, belittling someone, constantly making them feel like what they're doing is not enough, and, that because you pay for whatever dumb crap that you owe them something. It's really a low vibrational 3D way to look at the world. I really believe that he had a little devil in his ear telling him a bunch of bull crap that, he's probably sorry he believed because they were all lies, and I don't care. I don't care anymore. It is what it is, and I'm dealing with the situation at hand. Somebody that loves you treats you lovingly. Even when I tried to stop fighting and I knew that what my behavior was what I needed to change and that was the only thing I could change, and I stopped yelling back at him when he would snap, he still could not see that he needed to focus on anything within him to heal any childhood, poor coping mechanisms. And that's really all it is, I believe, is poor coping mechanisms. We get this idea of who we think we are, and in our family situation, who they think we are, and we think we need to live up to that persona. You don't. You don't have to live up to anybody's expectation of you but you. And when I really got that, like, all I have to do is change how I see me, And I did. I set about changing my perception of myself, doing my meditation, my yoga. I did some mushrooms that actually got me off Prozac. Doing microdoses, and actually with the intention of seeking to clear out any childhood trauma that is keeping you trapped in low vibrational. It's amazing. Psychedelics. I did EDMR, which is where you go in with a therapist and your eye movement go back and forth. They bring up traumatic situations, and I have a few. And they do this, and it just, something about your brain puts it in a different context. You walk out, and the emotional sting, the emotional punch from the past experience is no longer so overwhelming that, like, when you think of it, you immediately want to burst into tears. It's something magical that your brain does, but you need to get, I think it's called EDMR. Amazing stuff. EDMR, shadow work. Actually, when I was getting triggered, realizing what was causing the feelings behind the big feelings, where is this coming from? What in my past, did this to make me feel like I'm not good enough, and when something comes up that I'm being triggered, it was because if somebody says something and you agree with it and you believe it, that's when you get triggered. You don't have to accept anything anybody says but you. And once you know who you are and you have that like foundation. You have to have a foundation of what you perceive the world as. And I didn't know what to perceive the world as. I had studied like so many different spiritual modalities and viewpoints, philosophies about what the world was. And then, I found out that whatever I chose to believe about the world is going to be true for my life. I live in a little bubble, toroidal sphere, that all of the things that I believe as truth are true in my bubble. And I changed every single thing that I had ever believed to possibility and unknown instead of a set belief. I don't know anything. I know nothing about anything, and I don't claim to. I know how things make me feel when I interact with them, and if they're in alignment with my greatest good, I know that I feel good and it uplifts me. I know that if it's not, and if it's something that is leading me down the way I don't want to go, then it feels yucky. Like you get a really feeling in your gut. You know the feeling. Come on. We're intuitive beings. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And any kind of belief, like religion and all that other stuff, is only to try to trap you in a box of perception. That's it. That's all those things are. It's to try to make sense of your life, which that's great. That's wonderful. If it does something positive for your life. But if it's limiting you and keeping you from actually getting to where you're meant to go in life, then it's like wearing a box over your head. And I wasn't ever willing to do that, I have been one of those seekers. I've been seeking knowledge. And when I find something that actually changes the way that I perceive things, I change my perception, because I'm not dumb enough to think that I know everything. When we think we know everything, we're not teachable anymore. And we have to stay teachable. That's the one thing I have always loved learning. Documentary shows, nature, animals has always been a huge draw for my soul. And now I know that these things that I was attracted to for a reason. And I'm starting to actually put more energy into the things that my soul has been longing for. My tarot, doing my readings every day, my journaling, getting back into my writing so I can eventually sit down and write my book. These are goals. And just because I'm not doing it right now doesn't mean that it won't happen. And I used to, when I think about things, I want to get them done like right now. They have to happen right now. That instant gratification thing. And today I'm actually able to think things through and think more, the big picture about the journey, not so much as, if it doesn't happen right now, it's never going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But, today I know that I really enjoy the life that I live in recovery, healing, and cleaning all that lower, ickiness out. It feels so much better. I live in love and peace, and I get to help people. I live in integrity today. And when you live a consistently, uplifting life, your life has no choice but to be uplifted. What you think about your life is what your life is. Period. Change your energy, change your life, change your perception of who you are. Anyway, it's almost 20 minutes. I've been rambling. I love you all. I hope everybody has a really, really great weekend. I know I am. I'm going to get out into nature. I don't know, go to the kayak or to the park, something. Get in the woods. I love you all. Be a blessing. Peace.